When did karma hit at the perfect time? I'm military, stationed in Japan, and I just got back from a year overseas. I walk into the house and see my wife holding a newborn baby. I freeze because that baby can't be mine. It's Brad's, she says. Brad is my best friend since high school. I don't even get a chance to process it before she keeps talking. I'm pregnant again. It's also his. We've been together for almost a year, and we're in love. The room feels like it's tilting. I try to say something, but she cuts me off. I want a divorce. Me and Brad are keeping the house. That's when my daughter comes running out of her room. She screams, "Daddy!" and throws herself at me. She's 2. She has no clue what's going on. I pick her up and feel my whole body go calm. I look at my wife. We're not done talking about this. I come back the next morning ready to handle this. Brad is already there, sitting in my living room, in my house. I walk straight up to him. Get up. He stands. Look, bro, I know you're upset. Upset? You got my wife pregnant while I was overseas. You're sitting in my house, and you want to talk about upset? My wife steps in. If you're going to act like this, you need to leave. I need to leave? This is my house, and your daughter is sleeping down the hall. So unless you want to wake her up screaming, I suggest you calm down. She's using my daughter as a shield. She knows I won't explode if it means scaring her. I take a breath. I look at Brad. We're not done. I leave. But I call a lawyer that afternoon. He gives me the reality check. Japan favors mothers in custody disputes. If I escalate, I could lose access to my daughter while the courts figure it out. He tells me to stay calm, stay present, and document everything, so I let them stay, temporarily. For my daughter, they don't see it as mercy, they see it as weakness. I move into a tiny off-base apartment 20 minutes away. 1 bedroom, no furniture. I sleep on an air mattress and eat takeout every night. Meanwhile, Brad is sleeping in my bed, eating in my kitchen, and playing daddy to my daughter in the house I'm still paying for. 3 days later, Brad moves in completely. I come to see my daughter and he opens the door like it's his house. She's busy right now, maybe come back this weekend. I push past him. I'm not asking. My wife blocks the hallway. You can't just show up whenever you want. We have a routine now. A routine? It's been 3 days. She's adjusting. You're confusing her. She tells me I can see my daughter on Saturdays. I argue. She threatens court. I back off. Saturday, I take my daughter to the park. I buy her ice cream. I hold her hand and act like my whole life isn't falling apart. When I bring her back, Brad is standing in the doorway waiting. My daughter waves at me from his arms. He doesn't even let me carry her inside. That night, he posts a photo. Him, my wife, and my daughter in my living room. Caption: "This is what peace feels like. I see it from my empty apartment, sitting on the floor, alone." The next week, my wife tells me I need to keep paying the mortgage. For your daughter's stability. I pay it. I do the math. I'm paying for 2 places to live now. One I can't even enter without permission. The week after, she tells me Brad thinks my visits are too frequent. She's cutting them down to twice a month. I tell her she can't do that. She tells me to take it up with a judge and see how that goes. I've never felt this powerless in my life, but I'm not broken. I'm waiting. And turns out I didn't have to wait long. A month later, a thick envelope showed up at my apartment. I assume it's the divorce papers. I open it. My jaw drops. It's not divorce papers. It's custody papers. I get mad for a second. Are they really going to fight for full custody of my daughter? But then I read it. I read it twice. It says I will get full custody of my daughter. My ex-wife is practically giving me my daughter with no fight. I don't understand. She wouldn't do this willingly. Why would she just give her up? Then I see the attached documents. Medical records. This is where it gets crazy. Their second baby had an emergency a few weeks ago. Needed a blood transfusion. The doctors ran tests and found out the blood type didn't match. Not my wife's. Not Brad's. I keep reading. They did a DNA test. The baby isn't Brad's. She was cheating on both of us. The whole time. There was a third guy. Brad found out and left her. The next week, Brad got hit by a bus.